day 2 of the admission, guys. Reason for this admission, as per the norm, I've been hit with fevers again, low-grade fevers this time, nothing serious, hopefully. And as a resultant, as you know, with my condition, which is few conditions, the one which is very, very temperamental is a HLH, and fevers is a sign that is grumbling away, and that could turn very rapidly. That turns events very, very rapidly. Therefore, there isn't a choice in admission. You have to be admitted. Also, I'm quite neutropenic, which means my neutrophils, which are your front line health workers inside your body, part of your white blood cells. These are, imagine, I'm sure you've all seen 300, the film 300, the Spartans against the Persian army. This is your front line defense, the main defense, and normal range is between 2 and 8. Lo and behold, I'm severely neutropenic. I think it was 0.4. So immune system's shot at the minute. My soldiers, the Spartans, are down. Therefore, we are on some steroids in order to, not those type of steroids. These are for medical purposes only. Stop getting some ideas. Never taken that shit in my life. So anyways, on some steroids to boost my immune system, and alongside that a lot of other counts go up, so they've got to manage it. So on one side, what they're doing with the HLH, what HLH is your immune system, my immune system, my Spartans, and everything else, well, basically the white side of things. Your body's defense mechanism is in overdrive. So imagine the 300s and all sorts of narcotics or whatever, and they're haywire. They are intoxicated with trying to kill, and in the process they go haywire. And as well as looking for foreign bodies and demolishing them. And remember, foreign bodies are very, very clever as well. They have a function in them to hide and so on and so forth, such as diseases such as tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is one such disease that mimics everything else, and it's able to hide very well, very, very well from your cells, from a defense mechanism. So, and finding it also sometimes proves very, very difficult for even health workers. Mine, I'll tell you in another story. Somebody comes bearing gifts. Look what I have. Thank you.
That's alright, lovely.
Sorry about that. Yes, I get gifts day in, day out. So, where was I? So, yeah, certain diseases such as TB become very difficult to find. It's called the Great Mimicker, and it shields very well, hides itself very well from your body's defenses, even in people with normal working defense systems. So the HLH, it's, imagine this, gone crazy. and it's trying to find it. And what does it do? In the end, it goes into overdrive, and as well as killing anything that comes in its way, and that's foreign, it also starts hitting the body's own cells, so its colleagues, the red blood cells sometimes, the platelets, and so your body's natural other components start going down. So in this sense, what it does, it hits in my sense, it was hitting my platelets, and platelets clot the blood, so when they get to a certain level, you'll have bleeding and so on and so forth, and also your red blood cells. This was a latter part where it would hit my red blood cells, and red blood cells are your hemoglobin, carries the oxygen around your body, which your heart pumps around, enabling us to do what we do. Not focus on our breathing, not have to worry about. These are natural things that we are able to do. So when they hit your hemoglobin, you find it harder to breathe because there's not enough circulation going around the body, and so on and so forth. Because it's the hemoglobin that carries the oxygen around the body. So lo and behold, you're in trouble. And if the HLH goes absolutely haywire, it can do this in a matter of hours. So you can have, say, lower blood counts, say like 60,000 in the morning, and by evening you're down below 15 or 20 and you're bleeding. You're in dangerous territory, requiring transfusion after transfusion after transfusion. So in order to make the haywire come off its frenzy, there are drugs available in the market which suppress your immune system, and I'm on those at the minute, and those suppress and tell the body, tell your immune system, calm down, there's help here, we're helping you. You Spartans go and take a small rest or slow down, we'll join in. And they're tricking basically the immune system that they're not alone. And in short, and basically what it does, suppresses your immune system, so it slows it down. But by doing that, then with the doses, your counts do still drop sometimes, especially, and if there's too much given, one side effects are your numbers will come down. It has an effect on your blood counts, so that's why I'm neutropenic. So now, to counter that, I'm being given steroids to boost the bone marrow to produce more blood cells. So it's a vicious cycle, sort of like a balancing act. But we can't have the HLH go out of control. It's active, it's grumbling, it's there, it's saying, your Spartans are getting ready again, but at the same time they're being suppressed by these drugs. But it's an even balance, and the only sort of cure to this long term is a bone marrow transplant, whereby you're given stem cell therapy, where you're given donors cells, and those basically, in short, take over your immune system, and your immune system is wiped out over a period of time. That again has its pros and cons, as with everything. You try to cure one thing and you bring up another. but that we'll get to when we get to that. Really it in a nutshell. So basically, in short, I'm in again. This is probably my gazillionth admission at the minute in the last 2 years. Over 2 years now. Well, this was picked up last year. They finally diagnosed this last year. But last year was picked up, at least a component HLH and myelodysplasia, which is where your bone marrow doesn't produce as many cells as it should do. It's producing healthy cells, but they're not producing at the level that you'd expect it to. And these are all conditions that come about as a resultant of, well, myelodysplasia is a condition that came about as a resultant of my endeavors 24 years ago when I had leukemia. Tell for another day. So technically I'm in 24 bonus years at the minute. And here's to another 24. So, and this is it. So I am currently in a side room, as you can see, because I am neutropenic, but also because I am now king of Samaritan ward. I spent the best part of almost 2 years here, not in this room obviously, but around Samaritan ward. Bed 20, bed 15, bed 27, bed 25. I am now in apartment 17. Oh, this isn't 17, but yes. For me, it's a mini apartment. Right in the middle of SE1, Guy's Hospital, which is one of the best hospitals for the treatment that I'm currently receiving leading up to the transplant, which will be carried out at UCLH, which is again a renowned hospital for the treatment I'm going to be receiving, and it is probably one of the best in the world. Lucky me. Very, very lucky me. So he's watching over me. Yes. And that's a tale for another day anyway. And once I tell you this little endeavor, this little story, I think you may start to think the same. But again, that's a very, very, very long video. So I'm today being the 4th of September, and hopefully my admission into UCLH is towards the end of the month. I had a meeting with them yesterday. I was picked up from him and taken over there, and then had my consultation with them, and then got brought back to Guy's. They've penciled in dates in the diary, which could, these are preliminary dates, they could go up by a few days, come down by a few days, all dependent on the HLH. Because currently, as you know, it's grumbling, and they don't want to do a transplant until such time that is under control and things are managed. Although they're looking at things, they said it's okay, it seems it's managed. We just had some tests yesterday, and it seemed to be in a good condition. We'll get some of our results today, hopefully, and Also, I'm due to have a bone marrow aspiration today. My good old friendly doctor, who just came and saw me now, they like throwing these things on me. Normally they give you a bit of a heads up. I mean, UCLH did say that they would want to do one yesterday, and they will advise guys. This is again just to check the level of inflammation in the bone marrow, to help them judge to see how aggressive the HLH has become. However, usually I have a bit of time, you see. But my very, very friendly doctor, and the doctors there are absolutely amazing. We laugh and joke all the time. Coming today, I come bearing gifts. I wonder what that gift could be. Let me guess. You want to do an aspiration? He goes, yes. How did you know? I go, a little birdie already told me. However, the question is when. He goes, I was expecting him to say, oh, tomorrow or the day after. He goes, today? I said, okay, let me have my lunch today and we'll have an aspiration. Now, for those of you who don't know what a bone marrow aspiration is, it's where they give you a bit of local anesthetic in the back, in the hip area, and then they drill a needle in, break your bone, make a hole with a big pipe sticking out, your needle sticking out your back, and they pull out. You've eaten chicken bone, haven't you? Well, no, a better example is anybody who's eaten lamb and you get a piece of bone that's been cut in half and you see the marrow inside, which can be eaten, it's cooked. And they pull that out. It's not the nicest of experiences. The first one I had done back in 2000 at St. Thomas's. Cancer place used to be up in St. Thomas's. And he said it won't hurt. You won't feel it. After the local anesthetic, boy, was that a lie. There was a lovely monitoring machine sitting next to the edge of my bed. A nurse standing watching over. And as soon as they started to dig, I kicked that machine and it went across the ward. This is obviously, I don't know this. My father told me this afterwards because it gives you something that makes you forget the whole ordeal afterwards. They'll put you through all that pain, and this was then at least. I don't remember it. The nurse, this is somebody who's in the medical profession, was standing there. And when the procedure was happening, she collapsed, looking at it. So imagine what I was going through. 15 years of age. But anyway, it was required, so you can't blame them. And today is going to be number 7. Number 7. I'll tell you another story. 2022, when I was overseas and I collapsed, I ended up in pretty much in critical care. When I came out of critical care, they would presume that it could be something to do with my marrow because of my counts and what was going on. So they wanted to do it there. In fact, they scheduled it. This was in Islamabad in Pakistan. They'd already scheduled it. I went down to this small little operating theatre, and they make you curve your knees up so they can get to the bone, they can feel the bone. And they go in with a local anesthetic needle to numb the area. You can't numb the bone, you can numb the surrounding tissue and the nerves and so on and so forth. As soon as he went in with that first needle, I couldn't bear the pain. Obviously, I'm weak as anything. So they advised, we're not going to do it today, he's weak. So go home 10 days, get better, recover yourself, and then come back and we'll do it again. Me being me, I contacted my GP. I said, look, I had this thing being done before. They're saying results could take anything up to about 3 weeks. Now tell me one thing. If I was to come back, if I'm fit to fly, and so on and so forth, would you use the results that I have already done here, or would you need to do it again? He goes, we'd look at them, but we would need to do the procedure again. And knowing how painful this procedure is, I opted. I said, okay, let's go and see a head hematologist, count my platelets. I'm not feverish at the minute, I'm on antibiotics, see if we can get out there. So we just opted against it, and that was because I didn't want, that would have been 2 or 3, 2 if I'd got it done in Pakistan, and then 3 the UK. I didn't want to have the extra one. Lo and behold, this is called Sod's Law. Trying to avoid one extra, I have now endured 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be number 6. Or is it number 7? I've had so many, I've lost count. So as you say, you plan and he plans. Anyways, so the time now is 11:30, 11:25. Lunch will arrive in probably about an hour. I'll have that and then prepare myself for this aspiration today, after which I probably won't be able to. I'll be pretty immobile for the best part of the day at least. So therefore, anyways, I was just bringing you to light as to what's going to happen today. This is becoming a bit long and you're probably bored shitless from listening to me. But as I said, this is the build-up. This is this is hopefully near the end now. The build, if I was to go right to the beginning, we're going back, we're in 2024 now, on September the 4th. We can probably go back to, of this series of events, go back to, I'd say December 2020 to about May 2021 is when we have a timeline that we think when things started to sort of rear their head. Things were cooking, as they say, but they've been cooking for a while. If we want to go right back to the beginning, we've got to go back to the year 2000. Year 2000. Sorry about that. That was just one of the nurses checking up on me. Found out I'd checked in and came to say hello. So this is it. On to the next clip soon.